The beauty and solemnness of the Virginia War Memorial. A silent spot that speaks for itself. But hidden deep inside this landmark.
It's incredibly riveting to hear what they went through.
Fresh voices are adding new chapters to a defining moment of World War II.
And just then the commanding officer came in with a radio, and we heard Eisenhower's speech to the troops. The invasion of France had begun.
As curators and archivists were preparing the D-Day Plus 80 exhibit, the team makes a discovery locked away for a quarter of a century.
The ramp went down, the bullets came in. It wasn't long before I received one bullet wound in my left forearm.
Almost nobody has heard these stories. This right here is the actual history that tells you what it was like and what they experienced.
Executive Director Clay Mountcastle says interviews with 43 veterans of the Normandy invasion are now playing for the very first time.
So it was amazing to us, and it kind of was, this moment where we realized, oh my goodness, look what we have to share this with everybody.
Finally, at about noon that day, they called us in for bombardment. And we went and bombarded the beach. And it was pretty rough that first day.
The raw conversations were recorded in the late 1990s and early 2000s as part of the Virginians at War series used in high schools across the Commonwealth.
They was aiming at your body, legs, and all, so to put you out of commission. As it went on through the day, I passed out. I lost so much blood.
The unedited portions of the interviews were sitting in storage, waiting to be found.
And that's when I saw the carnage on the beach and what it looked like, and the landing crafts, and 2 tanks on fire, bodies washing in the surf.
Hours of stories from soldiers, sailors, nurses, pilots, and paratroopers recalling June 6, 1944, and the battles beyond.
We, at times, had what we call sucking wounds, chest wound, or head wound.
First Lieutenant Evelyn Kowalchuk recalls sleeping in a foxhole on Omaha Beach. The U.S. Army nurse was haunted by what she witnessed trying to save lives.
When we came home, to England for the night, very little was said, and we just laid there and cried. And something that most of us did.
It is estimated only 5% of the memorial's D-Day interviews were ever viewed.
For a minute or so, it's just, you don't know whether you're going to be alive or dead.
Glider pilot Guy DeJaneiro survived delivering infantry into the heart of German-held territory. Fellow pilots weren't so lucky.
And that was something that stayed with me for the rest of my life.
The fact that oral histories are so rarely linear, you're getting a more personal perspective of that day.
The memorial's archivist, Sylvia Marshall, calls these rare recordings audio and video treasure.
You're getting the nitty-gritty details, what it would have been like to be a person on that beach. Just a variety of experiences that you can't really glean out of a book.
Bless his heart. 10 days later, he lost his life. That was the end of our friendship at that time, but he was a great man. Great man.
Some of these interviews give accounts like none other.
Director of Exhibits and Collections Jesse Smith says preserving these stories was priority one.
When we converted them to digital, some of them were choppy. They would skip, so it was basically you could tell that the tape was starting to break down.
If the recordings were damaged beyond repair, These tales could not be retold.
Unfortunately, when our veterans pass away, they take their stories with them.
Sadly, none of these veterans are still with us today, but that underscores just how important it is to capture those stories when you can.
By safeguarding and sharing these memories, the legacy of these eyewitnesses endures.
What it's like, you know, everybody shooting around you, shells landing around you and everything. Other small boats blowing up.
When you hear somebody tell their story, it's like they're still with us. There's no substitute.
New voices from Normandy.
This is invaluable to understanding our history, not just as Virginians, but as Americans.
Stories from D-Day, echoing across the decades.
You live on excitement because people say, were you scared? Well, if you weren't, you had to be crazy not to be scared.
For Heroes Among Us, I'm Greg McQuaid, CBS 6 News.